What's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and it is time for News in Motion. Today is Wednesday, people. It's hump day, y'all. We made it to Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, September the 28th, 2022. I see you, Deborah Johnson. Good morning to you. I see you, Tracy Newman. Good morning to you. What's up, Big K, Kenny Stanley? I see he's in the room. What's up, Felicia Williams? So good to see you on this morning. What's up, Robert Holman? Good to see you this morning as well. Hello, Regina Shorts. How are you? How are you? How are you? I see you, Lori Wallace. What's up, girlfriend? Hey, I saw your text message. I will respond. And I see Kim Edmondson coming in here. Good morning. You said, I love the fall colors on you. Look, I'm into this color. I'm like, will I ever go back to black again? I'm sure I will every now and then. But I'm having fun with the colors. I'm having fun with the colors. I'm even having fun with the hair. It's thinning, but I'm doing what I can do. What's up, Jeffrey Allen James? I see you, Fred Jones. What's happening, people? Y'all, it's a great day to be alive. I can say that for sure. Y'all, whether you are watching live or the replay, I am just so grateful that you have stuck with me and you support News in Motion by way of just tuning in and sharing the broadcast with other people. Whether you're listening by audio or tuning in live, I just want to say thank you. I really do appreciate you. Shirley Nicholson said, good morning, News in Motion family. Prayers of protection for all our family, friends, and anyone in the path of the storm. Please stay safe, and if ordered to evacuate, do so. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I'm going to talk about Hurricane Ian for a moment. I see you, Tracy Burris. Good morning. Y'all, Hurricane Ian grows to a powerful Category 4 as it nears the Florida coast. And I grabbed this around 6 o'clock this morning. Much of the state faces dangerous storm surges, flooding, and powerful winds through the weekend. Y'all, Hurricane Ian now there is at this powerful Category 4 storm was moving towards the western coast of Florida early this morning after bringing severe flooding to the Florida Keys. So that would be the Key West, all that in that area there. Now, y'all, the eye of the storm is projected to cross over land this afternoon. So we have a lot of people out here, so we do want to lift them up and pray for them. I see you, Adrian. I see you, Audrey Merritt. Good morning to you. All right, y'all. So that's what's happening. So here's the latest as they break this down. I'm not your weather person, but I thought this was important to bring to you. And as I'm bringing you this information, y'all, let's remember Pastor Alex Williams and his wife, Laura, Ferris Roach and his wife, Nicole, Pastor Leticia McKinney, Kathy. There's so many people that we know who tune in to News in Motion that's in the path of that storm. So we want to keep them lifted up. Please, please, please. And I love what Pastor Alex's wife said. She said, God's got us. I said, go on, girl, speak that authority. I love it. I see Lewis Pryor coming in here. Adrian says, yes, called to see about my people there, told the shelter in their area sending prayers. Okay. I see Mike Nicholson. He says, I sure did not get a notification today. Yeah, we're going to pray this algorithm shifts and they stop playing us like that at Facebook. And I see my sister, Patricia Laus. Yeah, the latest of this storm was upgraded again to Category 4 shortly before 5 a.m. Eastern time this morning with maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour. Y'all, Hurricane Ian passed west of the Florida Keys on Tuesday night and is expected to make landfall near Port Charlotte, just south of Sarasota. And then it will follow the path there. Millions of residents are under evacuation orders or advisories in part of the coastal Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis warned of a catastrophic flooding and life-threatening storm surges along the state's western coast, particularly from Naples to Sarasota. Now, officials in Cuba said they were working to restore electricity after the storm knocked out power to the entire island on Tuesday night. At least 2 people were killed in Cuba. Along with that, we do have a statement from the White House. I know this is Wednesday White House. The statement reads, this is for immediate release from the White House. Some of y'all were like, do you really get these? Yeah, I really get these. I really do, y'all. We've gone up a notch here. It says President Joseph R. Biden Jr. held separate calls today with Mayor Jane Castor of Tampa and Mayor Ken Welch of St. Petersburg and Mayor Frank Hilbert of Clearwater to discuss preparations for the potential impact from Hurricane Ian. Hurricane Ian is expected to make landfall on the Gulf Coast of Florida as a major hurricane as soon as Thursday. They wrote this yesterday. The president spoke to the mayors about the potential impact of Ian and ongoing efforts federal, state, and local governments are taking to pre-position resources and continue to initiate evacuation operations, including resources being made available through the federal emergency declaration. President Biden approved over the weekend. He has directed FEMA administration Criswell to ensure that all available federal support is surged to prepare in advance. So they did put out a statement for that. So we just want to be excited that there's help already on the way. If y'all remember, and we're going to get him back on the show, Dr. Command from OSU Medical Center. He's now doing a lot of rescues, and I believe he is on his way there as well. He just came back, I believe, from Puerto Rico. So we're just constantly seeing that. So we're glad to have him. He is one of our authors in the upcoming release of Ready publication that will release mid-October. So we're real excited about that. But we have to be prayerful for everyone that's in that path. I didn't realize this. I was speaking with Ferris, who does join the show from time to time. He and his wife, he said, well, we're good. Our house is boarded up. I said, well, did you evacuate? He said, I'm not in that zone. I said, what do you mean? So he broke down for me. He goes, there's people around us that are in a zone that had to evacuate. He said, but if you're not in the actual zone, you shelter in place. And I said, that doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. He said, no, we had a choice to leave. He said, but we just decided to board up. And then he sent me pictures of his house being boarded up. So we're praying for all of them. Let me see anybody else in here. Tracy said, I didn't get the notification either. Y'all, we're going to just pray. What's up, Stephanie Ray Rich Hop? Yeah, we're just going to be prayerful that News in Motion finds a home that accepts us. We know you can watch it on YouTube, and I believe they get their notifications on time, and then on my LinkedIn. Now, the reason Facebook works is because of the way the chat works. And so we set up News in Motion to be able to have this conversation, to make sure you are hearing and grabbing and using your voice in the news that we share. So that's why we use this. But we got to figure out why there are many people who are not getting the notifications. I see you, Judy Neal. Adrian says, also be careful, ladies. We had a scammer on yesterday commenting during replay, asking for friend requests. Wow, thank you for that. Thank you for that. We'll have somebody go through there and make sure we block them as well. So yeah, we're getting all of that. We're getting all that. Kim Edmondson says you can chat on YouTube. So yeah. So y'all, let's just keep going. We have a lot of news because this is Wednesday White House, and all of this is all the press releases from the White House that I want to get to, because the reason we decided to do Wednesday White House, I want to keep our viewers up with what's going on in the White House. And there's a lot that's going on. The other thing I want to make a statement real quick, make this announcement when we're talking about the hurricane. The January 6th committee hearing for today has been postponed due to the hurricane Ian. So I was ready. I don't know if Dr. Antoinette's on here or not, but I was ready with all of my snacks for 1 p.m. to be able to watch the hearings, but those have been postponed. As soon as we get a date, I will be announcing that here. But in the meantime, real quick, we're going to take out just a few moments because Kenny Stanley has some information on sports that he wants to share with all of you. So come on in the room, Kenny. Come on in the room. What's up? Good morning.
What's happening? How y'all doing today?
What's happening? Hey, let's first, before I turn it over to you with scores or whatever, what's going on with Brett Favre?
Brett Favre needs to go to jail.
Vree. Favre.
Yeah, Favre. Yeah.
So what's going on? I hear that there may be a conviction in So
Oh yeah, there's a conviction in the pipeline. They're calling for him to be removed from the Hall of Fame. They're doing a whole bunch, and it should be done. I mean, you played
yeah,
a major role in stealing this money because that's exactly what you did. You stole the money.
stole the money, stole a lot of money,
Yeah, stole a lot of money.
stole a lot of money. Well, we're gonna have to keep fleshing this out, but I know you have
Yeah.
a quick recap for us with some scores, and I'm coming back to give you a lot of news. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
All right. What's going on, family? How y'all doing today? Welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. Hey, this going to be a big weekend. The weekend is here. It's going to be a big weekend in sports, and it's baseball playing time, baseball playoff time, and teams are jockeying to see if they can be the best team and be crowned world champions in baseball. Uh, let's give it up for the Cleveland Guardians. I was almost said Indians, but they changed the name. Let's give it up for the Cleveland Guardians as they wrapped up the American League Central Division, and they'll be going to the playoffs. They're going to represent the Buckeye State in the playoffs. So let's give it up for them. Also in the American League, we have the Yankees, and we also have the Astros. We're just waiting to see who's going to be the wild card team in the American League. So they'll have their 4 teams. But in the National League, we got the Dodgers, who got the best record in baseball. So they look like they're the team to beat. We got the Dodgers, we got the Cardinals, and then we also got the Mets and the Braves. The Mets and the Braves are battling for this National League East division, and I think they're separated by half a game, and I think they got like 4 games left. Uh, we're gonna see. ATL is hot right now. They just won last night, 8-2, as they went on a home run fest as they beat the I do believe it was the Philadelphia Phillies last night. Uh, there will be some great games this weekend in college football. We're gonna start off with Georgia going to Missouri. You know, the number 1 team, Georgia's going to Missouri. Number 2, Alabama plays Arkansas. The Buckeyes, the number 3 team in the state, in the country, they will host Rutgers. That team up north, they traveling to Iowa. Guess what? I'm an Iowa fan this weekend. That's right. I have on my gold and my black this weekend. Rooting on Iowa. Let's go, Iowa. Beat that team up north. Uh, Number 5, Clemson heads to North Carolina State. Maybe North Carolina State can pull off this upset. I'm tired of Clemson, too. Uh, there are also some good matchups in the NFL. My Cowboys will play their heated rival. I mean, this rival goes back to, my goodness, this is really it used to be the Washington Redskins. So it really did play on Cowboys and Indians thing back in the day. But the Commanders will come to Dallas this weekend to take on my Cowboys. Let's see if we can get this win again. That'll be win number 4 for Cooper Rush if he pulls off another victory. Uh, the weekend starts off in the NFL tomorrow, though, as the Bengals plays host to the Miami Dolphins. Um, I don't know what's going to happen with the Bengals. Their offensive line stinks. They're going to mess around and get Joe Burrow murdered back there, and I feel sorry for him. But hopefully they can pull off a win. Can the Bears continue to shock people as they are one of the division leaders in their division? I think they may be a half a game back of Green Bay. Um, but Chicago, they don't win. It's not pretty when they win, but they're winning. Um, then we have Pittsburgh. They play the Jets. That should be a good one. It might be I hope Pittsburgh will go ahead and get that young quarterback a chance because Mitchell Trubisky, he's not it. He wasn't it for Chicago. That set Chicago back some years. Now he's in Pittsburgh. How he got the starting position, I don't know. But Mitchell Trubisky's not it. Go ahead and play the young guy. And the Sunday night's game, if the hurricane permits it, we'll have Kansas City going to Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Bucks. Here's my feel-good story of the week. The story came across my page last week. Someone sent me a video of a track meet. Tired of track meets. I done seen a lot of them. But I clicked on it and watched it anyway. They said I would like it. So I clicked on it and watched it. It was a 400-meter race. So what's so special about this 400-meter race? Well, In this 400-meter race, back in March of 2022, there was a seventh grade little girl named Jaya Patel. She was in the seventh grade. I'm sure she's in the eighth grade now. She was running this 400-meter race against college athletes. Not only did she run against these college athletes, these college women, she won the race. She clocked a 57.37 and won the race. Jaya started running track when she was 7 years old and realized it was for her. She has taken home a bunch of hardware. She has been to the Junior Olympics 9 times straight. And in 2019, she was named Nebraska's Track and Field Athlete of the Year. That is my feel good story of the week. Keep an eye out for this young African American young lady as she continues her track career. She's going to turn a lot of heads and she's going to break a lot of records. She clocked 17 miles an hour on a treadmill. This girl can fly. She runs like the wind. So just keep your eyes out for her. That's sports. Game over. Back to Gail for more news.
Thank you so much for that. There's a lot of chat in here. First of all, they coming for you, Kenny. Mike Nicholson is coming for you with these Cowboys. He's done had it with you and these Cowboys.
Hey, look, everybody hates on the Cowboys. I mean, they were sending me messages. The season wasn't even started. Now that I'm talking and we winning, now everybody want me to shut up. I can't shut up. Them my boys. We them boys. We them boys. And Kim Edmonds said, I'm so sorry, but Michigan getting the L this week. Come on, Iowa. Let's go. Let's go, Iowa. I'm a Hawkeye fan this week.
They are in here. They're, good job. Cleveland, just so much. Y'all, Kenny will look for him at 4:30 on Saturday. Kenny will start his live game over. I see you, Latrice Jones. That means y'all coming in and out. My brother's like Cowboys. He has that up there. Lori, them boys. She has that up there. There's so much. I need everyone to do me a quick favor. If all of you will see that like button, and on Facebook especially, and click that like button now. Like or love. Let us see y'all do that. It changes the algorithm. Please do that for me. Take a second. Now, if you drive and keep your eyes on the road, but take a second and hit that like button. We need to see those numbers go up. And the reason we need to see them go up, because more people will get the alert. So as you come in from now on, hit that like button so that algorithm can shift. I just got that word from one of the social media advisor people saying, just hit that like button to shift the algorithm. So if y'all don't mind, hit that like button. If you really want to help us out, hit that share button. Hit that share button. So thank y'all. Please do that while I'm telling y'all about Kenny. His show will hit at 4:30. It may look different until we can get it all set up on the stream. But on this Saturday, he's going to kick it off because it is October the 1st. We're really excited about it. Game over. He will still come in here with us on Mondays as well. But please, 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 let's show our support. We will get some promotional stuff out there by Friday so that you all can see it and join us. Thank you, Kenny, for all you do and for all your support and for hanging out.
Thank you, Gail. No, thank you, Gail. Honestly, thank you, Gail, and the News in Motion team. Thank y'all so much. This is really a blessing, and thank you so much. I'll see y'all Saturday at 4:30 as we kick off Game Over, my first podcast show. I can't wait.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, y'all. There's so much more that's going on, so I want to get to it. I have a lot when it comes to White House Wednesday. With that, our first release from the press room is press briefing by White House monkeypox response team and public health officials. Y'all, today at 11:45 a.m., you should be able to tune into it if you go to whitehouse.gov, whitehouse.gov, and sometimes it's just wh.gov. I think they have both URLs. The monkeypox response team and federal public health officials will hold a press briefing to provide updates on the monkeypox response efforts. Now, participants who will be speaking to us will be the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Director, the Monkeypox Response Coordinator, and the deputy coordinator. So you want to check that out too, especially if you want detailed information. Now, let me tell you, those things are boring, okay? But they do provide a lot of great information. So check that out. Along with that, y'all, COVID is not over. If y'all notice, the president's been backing up some of what he said on 60 Minutes. It is not over. These numbers came out. About 40,000 Americans died of COVID just this summer, and that was July and August. 40,000 Americans. Now, y'all, that total means that COVID is continuing to kill more people. Now, this is coming out from the Cleveland Clinic. More people each day than vehicle crashes, gun violence, the flu, or many other health threats. So, y'all, it's killing more people. So please, 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 I will not tell you what to do about the vaccine. You do what you want to with it. But boosters are available, and they'll more than likely turn into a yearly thing. So the booster for Omicron is now available. You can get it. They're not even setting up the ages who can get it. Just go get it if that's something you wanted to do. Tracy Newmy says she tested positive yesterday, so we will definitely be praying for you. I actually pulled my mask. I was real lax with the mask. I done pulled mine back out. I done pulled it back out. All right, y'all, here's other things from the White House. President Biden announces new transparency rule for airline fees. They want to know, what is it going to cost to put a child on the lap? And they want the airlines to single all these things out. How much is your bag? How much is this? How much is that? I love all of that because they do need to have accountability. The government gave the airlines a lot of money during COVID and after COVID. But however, our pricing to get on a flight is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So they're dealing with that. And I'm going to share the link to the site. But President Joe Biden said on Monday, he was announcing a new proposed rule that will require airlines and travel sites to be more transparent about additional fees that customers could be charged, including for baggage, flight changes, or cancellations. This is all coming from the White House officials. Now, under the proposed rules, airlines and travel sites would have to disclose upfront the first time an airline airfare is displayed. Everything has to be in there upfront, so you know before you put in your credit card information what that number is going to be. So they're still working through a lot of that, but that is happening. Here's a quote. It says, "This is going to stop the airlines from hiding the true cost of your ticket so that when you're searching, you find the actual best deal, saving Americans money and allowing more competition on prices, excuse me." One White House official told CNN. Those fees add up. In 2021, top airlines made nearly $700 million just on, y'all got to hear this. Y'all got to hear this. They made nearly $700 million just on cancellation and change fees alone. So that's not booking the ticket. That's not putting bags. These were change fees and cancellations. $700 million in 1 year. That's crazy. I see you, Dr. Annette. And they said passengers deserve to know the true cost of their flights before they buy a ticket. So Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said in his statement that he's going to continue to make sure this proposed rule will require airlines to be transparent with every customer. Yes, Donita, scandalous. It is scandalous. So that's happening. Also, another one, they talk about to announce efforts to save money on airlines that are talking about mileage, the reward fees, the cancellation fees, of course, baggage. They're talking about the meta search. They're talking about if they're putting money on the table, maybe they will have a controlled website. I think that's not a bad idea. They're talking about how the price jump to first class or business class. They're talking all of that, the cancellation fees, the change fees. There's so much here. It says earlier this month, the department rolled out a new airline customer service dashboard, which that is out, to help customers determine what they what they are owed when a flight is canceled or delayed because of airline issues. That's a serious thing as well. And I want to share this with you because I do this all the time, especially when you're flying and it's winter time. This happened to us back in January when the flights were just all crazy. Y'all remember all the cancellations, delays, everything. So my husband and I ended up getting split up. And I was like, why are we getting split up? And so I think they had me going to JFK, which I was like, oh, heck no. And I didn't say heck that day. And they had him going to Minneapolis. And so I said, no, this isn't going to work. I said, we're on the same ticket. Y'all need to keep us together. And I'm not going to JFK. But if you know the rules, then they're like, oh, they know what they're talking about. And I said, and who's going to pay for the hotel when we get to Minneapolis? Because we're not going to leave Minneapolis. There's a blizzard coming to Minneapolis. There's no place else we can go. Who's going to pay for my Uber? Who's going to pay for my food? All of that. So they're now asking for all of these rules to be out there so y'all know what you're talking about. That's why you should tune in to News in Motion, because we're giving it to you. We're giving it to you. So you ask those questions. I think Lori Wallace is on here. Lori can tell us. She was once in the field. They talked about the department is currently collecting comments on proposed rules to ensure customers get prompt refunds. For example, on Delta Airlines, that was another one in May when we went to my niece's high school graduation. It was a fiasco. Again, JFK, you are not, no, they were sending me to LaGuardia, sending us to LaGuardia. I said, I ain't going there. We ain't doing that. Find me another way. We had to leave Delta and go to Southwest to get to where we needed to go. Today, we are still trying to rectify the craziness. Like, I didn't fly that ticket. Give me my money back. And here are the reasons why we didn't fly this. You told me that you were not going to be able to get us into Orlando by the next day, that it was going to be a couple of days. The graduation will be over. We don't need to do that. So you put us on Southwest. We had to pay for Southwest. Where's my money? So we're still dealing with that. And we still are sending letters, know who to write, who to call, who to contact. The dashboard is filled with information. Marian says, thank you for this information since I'll be traveling November, December. You are welcome. Kim Edmonds says, thank you. Deborah says, they tell you it's weather when it's not. That's true. Deborah, I don't know if I can share this or not. Let me know. Deborah ran into something just recently. Deborah, let me know if I can share this or not. So know what you can do. The other thing is make sure, start looking at distance when you're booking a ticket. And this is all in here. And they're trying to like also educate the consumer as to what they can and can't do. She said, I can't. Okay. Deborah and them made it all the way to Chicago. They were on their way to Paris or London at that point. They were going out the country. They ended up having to rent a car. It was better for them to rent a car and drive to New York all night to get on a 6 a.m. flight to get to where they were going so they can make it in time. So we have to pay attention. Lori is saying the reason the fees are the way they are is because people don't know or look into rules, etc., at the prices, and the prices can keep getting crazy. Technically, they shouldn't even be charging extra for the bags. I'm just saying. So y'all, that's information that we need. Thank you, Lori. Lori, again, was in that field for the longest. So Deborah and them rented a car and drove to New York. Technically, the airline needs to pay for their rental car, needs to pay for if they slept somewhere in a hotel for 5 minutes, 5 hours, whatever, and pay for their food and pay for any other inconvenience that's out there. Most people don't know the rules. Y'all, we have to become a people, and I'm hoping we will do this here on News in Motion, that we take the time to read the fine print. So we understand and not just take things at face value. That's why we expose things in a professional way and in an educational way here on News in Motion. Know the rules. The thing that look at when you're looking at pricing, let's take Southwest for an example. I fly Southwest too. Hey, get that $59 rate. The bags fly free up to $2. But let's take Southwest. Sometimes we look for the $59 rate, but that $59 rate may take 8 hours of your day. Is that the best investment for your $59? You have to give yourself an hourly rate. I'm serious, y'all. Let's break this down. You have to give yourself an hourly rate. What is your hourly rate? And then you have to look at that hourly rate and say, this number time, let's make a round number, $100 now. Let's say all of us, I believe, are worth more than $100 an hour. But let's just make it simple, $100 an hour. $100 times 8 hours, that's $800. That's $800 of my time, whether I'm working, whether I'm resting, whether I'm watching television, Netflix, whatever. That's $800 of my time. Is $59 investment that's going to increase with that eight? That's not adding up. So you have to say to yourself, okay, what other route can I take? So if I take another route that's only going to take me 2 hours, but it's going to cost me $112, I think that's the better rate for me, because it's giving me back the other 6 hours. Y'all, we have to start thinking smarter. We got to stop working harder and start thinking smarter. Karen says time is money. Yes, it is. So give yourself an hourly rate. Regina said over the summer, 162 people from our travel group flight got canceled while we were in Punta Cana. They had a 24-hour delay. Luckily, the CEO of the travel group was there to coordinate an overnight stay for free at another resort. The key word there is free. That's good. Thank you for posting that, Regina. Hester said, read the fine print. A lender did an appraisal using 2018, 2020, 2021 comps for a September 2022 appraisal. They should have used the last 6 months. Read. Y'all, make sure you're reading. There are people, let me see what Lori says. Absolutely. Why would you have to pay for a trip to a place you didn't plan or are contracted to pay for? By the way, bags, weight are factored into the price of your ticket. Listen to this, y'all. And again, she was in the field. Talking about fine print. Thank you, Hester, for bringing that up. People are finding, like, we just talked about Bank of America is putting out this new thing with new homeowners, no money down, go through a class. That fine print people are reading. You have to be locked in to whatever that interest rate is for 5 or 6 years before you can refinance. The question is that what you want to do? Because in 2 years, that interest rate can drop. You can't even refinance because you're locked in 5 to 6 years to the rate that's currently out there. Y'all, we have to start taking our time and not being reactive. Take your time, take your time, take your time. There's a lot here. We can go on and on and on about the airlines, but let me get to some more. Wow, this time is clicking, isn't it? They also, at the White House, did an executive summary. The Biden-Harris administration national strategy on hunger, nutrition, and health. Yes, y'all, we're coming up to that time when I'm going to start talking more and more about food insecurity and also child poverty. I won't be doing that today. This is a long piece with them. I just wanted to put that out there. They are focused on that. And then they also did a readout of the third meeting of the White House Competition Council. Y'all, this council deals with Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Again, they did with flight cancellations. They really on this Department of Transportation. They ain't playing. Pete Buttigieg is not playing around with y'all. Progress on banning or limiting incompetent agreements, which prevent millions of workers from seeking out better paying jobs. Non-competes, which are used by nearly a third of companies, including for many low-wage workers. Y'all, they're not playing around here. This is the Federal Trade Commission, so we're going to get into more of that next week. Funding for smaller meat processors, the USDA, implementing the over-the-counter hearing aid rules, strengthening enforcement against legal mergers. They're really hitting hard. So, y'all, this is what's happening in this White House. And this is why we want to bring this to you here on News in Motion. What else do I have? We also have a referendum from the Secretary of State, presidential determination on refugee admissions for fiscal year 2023. Now, y'all, when I read this, I was like a little appalled. I got to be honest with you. I'm like, they're really playing with people's lives here. So, for example, they're talking about the admission of up to 125,000 refugees to the United States during fiscal year 2023 is justified by humanitarian concerns or is otherwise in the national interest. And the reason I'm saying I was appalled, I was reading all of this. I'm giving y'all the snippets of it. But as I'm reading all of this, I'm going, so if I'm number 126,000, you're going to just tell me, nope, can't take anymore. Like what? What if that was those are my parents that are ahead of me? So there's so much, and I'm still learning a lot of this too. And I'll give you this later, but this is what they're looking at. Africa, 40,000, East Asia, 15,000, Europe and Central Asia, 15,000, Latin America, Caribbean, 15,000, Near East, South Asia, 35,000, unallocated reserve 5,000. And they say the 5,000 unallocated refugee number shall be allocated to regional ceilings as needed upon providing notification to the Judiciary Committee of Congress. You are hereby authorized to use unallocated admissions in regions where the need for additional admission arises. I'm like, these are the kind of things that they sit around the table and talk about. And I'm thinking, wow, we have no idea what is really happening. We get the spin from the news or the loops in the news cycle, but there's a lot of other information that is being placed in there. Also, they gave the readout of the Los Angeles Declaration implementation launch. And then they also, just to have fun, to make it light, they have the White House announces the 2022 Fall Garden Tour. I was like, let me read the tour after reading all this other stuff I just read. There's so much. I need to know in the chat. Bringing you this White House Wednesday. Is this beneficial to you? Let me know. And I'm not going to just take one and read it all morning, but just to give you snippets for you to say, okay, let me go look this up on my own, because you can always go to the whitehouse.gov and in the search bar, put in their refugees and then see what comes up. Kim Edmondson saying, yes, it does. Okay. Also, the last thing from the White House, this is a statement from the press secretary who says, we support Senator Manchin's decision. This is coming from Joe Biden, but she put it out. I'm sorry, President Joe Biden, but she put it out. We support Senator Manchin's decision not to press for a floor vote, given the misguided Republican decision to put politics over progress by opposing his permitting reform plan. The president supports Senator Manchin's plan because it is necessary for our energy security and to make more clean energy available to the American people. We will continue to work with him to find a vehicle to bring this bill to the floor and get it passed and to the president's desk. Adrian saying, it's great to know what they are talking about. Then we can dig more individually. Absolutely. Lori says, absolutely. Most people won't hear anything about a lot of this information that you share. So y'all, Senator Joe Manchin, let me give y'all a recap on this real quick. The Senate easily advanced a short-term government funding bill on yesterday, after Senator Joe Manchin conceded defeat on his push to combine the funding fix with his energy permitting package. Now, y'all, I read that package. There's no reason why he should have had to have taken that out of the package. It's something that we need right now in this season. Yes, she says, thanks, like coming on in here from LinkedIn. Thank you. And so they say, this is reporting from Politico. Congress must pass a stopgap bill which would fund the government through December the 16th before Friday at midnight in order to avert a shutdown. Y'all know we hit this all the time, shutdown. The bill cleared an early Senate hurdle in a 72-23 vote after the West Virginia, they're talking about Joe Manchin, agreed to remove his proposal, which now paves the way for the legislation to move ahead in time to keep the government open. Now, y'all, that sounds real great, y'all, right? Well, we don't know what's up Nancy Pelosi's sleeve. We don't know what she's going to do. She may force it to get back in there, so we don't know. Now, the West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin removed his permitting proposal from the government funding bill after Republicans made it clear they wouldn't back it. Now, I want to say this about that, Senator Joe Manchin. You're always flying with them, and you're always blocking action in the Senate. But when it was time for you to put a bill up here, and y'all probably negotiated some things before yesterday, they would not back you. So clearly, if you don't have an R behind your name, sir, they're not going to help you. You've been helping them, but they have not helped you. May that be a lesson for you. She says, joining from Seattle, Washington, here to learn from y'all. I hope I'm gonna try to pronounce your name, and please, please, please forgive me if I mess it up. Jennifernis Frank. She's joining from LinkedIn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Monday through Thursday, 7:25 a.m. for sure. I'm not going to give y'all the counsel on foreign affair right now, but I do want to talk about this before we sign out. Jeffrey Allen James said he's just a pawn. Really, he is. Y'all, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Yeah, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton fled his home to avoid being served with the subpoena. Court record says this is coming from the Texas Tribune that is reporting. Now, y'all, yes, this man who spoke at the Save America rally for Trump on January the 6th, 2021, Attorney General Ken Paxton, their top law enforcement officer who was indicted for fraud and investigated for bribery, survived a Republican primary challenge earlier this year. Yeah, he is an elected official, and he is really in front of the polls of the Democratic challenger, Rochelle Garza, for November the 8th. Now, y'all, he fled his home. Yeah, the man came to serve a subpoena. The wife came to the door, said he was tied up for a moment, wasn't available. The person who was serving the subpoena went back to his car. Later, a black Chevy Tahoe drives up in the driveway. The person gets out. The wife gets in. Ken Paxton goes to the car. Y'all, it's all out there. I'll put the link in here. I can't believe it either, okay? Goes out to the car. The guy gets out of his car to send him the subpoena. He runs back in the house. The woman, his wife, who's also in the Senate, the state Senate in Texas, so she's an accomplice at this point, starts the Tahoe. He runs, jumps in the car. They drive out the driveway. The man with the subpoena drops the subpoena in the driveway behind the car. He leaves too. Yeah, he fled. He is on the ballot for November the 8th. Seriously. Y'all, why? Y'all, that's on the ballot in Texas. What are you going to do? Marion Jackson says Ken Paxton is running from the truth that may cost him his seat. At this point, he shouldn't even be on the ballot. They should be like, sir, y'all, legislation has to change to deal with things like this. It has to change. All right, y'all, real quick, y'all, there's a new fentanyl drug warning. It's called Rainbow Fentanyl. It's a warning. Children are getting it. Children are dying. Y'all, if y'all see this, is not candy. It looks like those little hearts that you get, the box of candy hearts that you get on for Valentine's Day. Y'all, stay away from that. It's dangerous. Stay away from that. If you see any children, they're trying to get this out here. Currently, it's in 20 states. If you see any children with that, retake it from them. Take it to the local police or someplace. Get that out. Get that out. All right, y'all, the inspirational message, and I'm out of here. I did not mean to go this long. A living testimony. A living testimony. The inspirational message is a living testimony. Those of you who are new to News in Motion platform, we always end with the inspirational message, and it does come from a Christian perspective, although many of you stay on regardless of your beliefs or faith because you say you get something out of it. A living testimony. Y'all, I want to say this. It is freeing to tell your story. It is freeing to tell your story. So, y'all know I have a condition called lymphomatoid papulosis. It's a skin cancer, it's benign, but it causes different things like nerve endings. There's medication I have to check. I have to go get my blood drawn from the James Cancer Clinic. It used to be every month, it went to every 3 months. Now it's every 6 months. And it's a long process. It can be draining, it can be exhausting, all of those things. Well, we're starting to believe that's the cause for the thinning of my hair. And like in the back of my hair is extremely thin. I've cried, I've been screaming at God, just all kinds of things, right, y'all? And so lately I'm like, okay, God, I gotta just own this. I gotta own this. I gotta own my hair. It's gonna be okay. God, I'm praying that you allow my hair to grow back. I'm praying that you allow it to thicken up. I'm praying for all of that. But in the meantime, I decided to embrace the hair that I have. It's naturally curly. This is a natural curly look. And I believe I said once before, maybe earlier this year, that God told me just to stop touching it. Just stop touching it. Just leave it alone. So I'm embracing this. I'm embracing the look, and I'm finding my power in that. And it's like telling my story is better than allowing somebody else to make up a story. So be that living testimony and tell your story, because telling your story is freeing. I never wanted to talk about my hair. It was easy to throw on a hat or do different things. And I have a different kind of texture hair. So even if I'm watching YouTube videos or anything like that, it's like, but that's not my hair. My hair is very fine. It's wavy, it's curly. Um, you can't braid it, because if you braid it, the braids will just unravel because it's that fine. And so it's like, what do I do with this? Audrey said, your hair is beautiful. Thank you. Hester says, Gail, you are beautiful. You are more than your hair. And I had to get there. I had to get there. Thank you, all of you. I had to get there. And it was a matter of, you know, and hear me when I say this. And I hope I can get through this strong. It was a matter of, okay, my grandmother, my sister and brother are on here. My grandmother would always pull. Now she ain't go to church much, but she gonna pull out the scripture on hair, okay? Because my hair used to be able to sit on my hair, and it used to be big and full and just everything. And so when the first time I cut it off, she was like, oh, God's not pleased, whatever. So I kept hearing her voice. She's dead and gone now. I kept hearing her voice over the last year and a half about my hair. And so, y'all, stuff that's been spoken to you years ago stays with you. Let's be real here. And we call it trauma trigger, whatever we want to call it. It stays with you. And so I kept hearing my grandmother, and I'm like, but my grandmother said my hair was this, my hair was that, my hair is this, my hair is that. And I had to start letting all those things go. And I had to start speaking different words to myself. I had to start speaking different words to myself. So what if it thins? Do I want it to thin? No, but it's already thinning. There's nothing I can do with it. Here's the truth. I need the medicine to keep away the lymphomatoid papulosis. I need the medicine. And the medicine causes, y'all know there's always a cost to medication. So if I stop taking this, then, and I have my hair back, but then my flare-ups will happen again from the lymphomatoid papulosis. So I had to have a one-on-one conversation with God. I had to have a one-on-one conversation with myself. I'm using myself here in this inspirational message, but I'm also asking you, what testimony do you need to share to tell your story? What's your living testimony? My living testimony is, now that I'm freely talking about it, I'm amazed at how many other people are struggling with thinning hair. See, sometimes no one wants to talk about it because, oh, I'm embarrassed. People may laugh at me. People may think, oh, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? But all along, somebody's just waiting for you to tell your story, so then they can breathe and begin to tell their story. So y'all, be that living testimony, because it's freeing other people. Hester Jackson says, I'm struggling too. Lori says, speak different words to yourself. Shirley says, I already know about them grandparents, old folks speaking on you cutting your hair off. And I brought that up too. And I know I'm over time. I'm sorry, y'all. I bring that up as well to say, whatever age you are, watch what you're saying to the young people because they take hold of different things. And sometimes we have no idea what they're looking for to take hold of. So we have to watch the words that we speak. Yes, Latrice Jones, affirm yourself. Yes. One last thing. Kenny says, "Look, Queen, you are beautiful inside and out. Keep encouraging yourself in the Lord as you testify your stories, helping others. Bless you, Gail Dudley. Bless you, Pastor Alex. Amen. I know y'all surviving that over there." Deborah says, "Words are powerful." Kim Edmonds says, "So true. Watch what you say." Real quick, and I'm out of here. I know I said it like 4 times. Sound like a real preacher, right? Because they always say one more thing real quick. I was scrolling Instagram the other day and I came across a young woman who was talking about I am. And she said, the moment you say the words I am, she was like saying, I am broke or I am weak or I am suffering. She said, you're putting it out there in the atmosphere. She says, and words don't know if you joking or not. That's what she said. And that made me just stop and listen to her. She goes, your words don't know if you playing around. Your words are just out there and they're just going out there. She said, change that to I am somebody. I am beautiful. I am more than a conqueror. I am the head. I am victorious. I am wealthy. I am the picture of wisdom. She started naming these things. So I was just like sitting there like, yeah, I am. And when I started just speaking those words, and I was having a conversation with my daughter, I said, hey, so I was telling her about this. I said, hey, do you know this young lady? We were talking about it, and she has some sort of spoken word, and I should have saved her in my Instagram. I did not. And I said, wow, just sitting here having a conversation has shifted the atmosphere. So y'all watch your words and be that living testimony because you could very well be allowing someone else to get free. All right, y'all, I'm over time. That's all I have today. Hopefully you'll join me tomorrow right here, 7:25 a.m. Eastern time. Y'all, again, when you click in, we got to change this algorithm. Just hit the like button. And if you feel like it, share. If not, I understand. And then the comments that you put in there, please do so. Y'all, it's been a great day. It has been a great day already, and it is only 8:18 a.m. Eastern time. You all have an amazing day. Y'all know what I say. Stay well, and remember, make some bold moves. I'm out.
Emotion.